So I welcome you guys to today's talk show, where we'll be looking at patient versus precision. We're looking at the patient versus precision, balancing your psychology with your trading strategy. So, okay, before we start, can we just say a little prayer that the Lord God take all glory of today's talk show in the name of Jesus. We hand over everything, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon our lives in the name of Jesus. Amen. Okay, so we're looking at patience versus the precision. As a forex trader, what does patience and what does precision implies in our trading journey? You know, there is a saying in the forex market that the forex market is 80% psychology and 20% strategy. Do you see how big the number is? Do you see how big the number is? Psychology owns 80%. So I can come to a conclusion that it is not about, it is not really about the strategy that makes a pro trader a good trader. Do you understand? It is about the psychology balancing that the trader has. Yes, I know that having a good strategy is very, very good. So I will start by saying today's topic is not just about the chart or the candle. It's not about the chart or the candle. It's about the mind. It's about the mind, because today we'll be dealing with things of the mind. We'll be dealing with how you can balance both your mind and your strategy, because you can know it. You can have a good strategy and not be a profitable trader. So today we'll be looking at the two, and the first topic we'll be looking at is the war between patience and precision. So that is the first subtopic we'll be looking at, the war between patience and precision. When it talks about precision, what does it imply? So what does it mean? When it talks about precision, we are talking about a skill. So as a forex trader, precision is we having a skill, knowing your strategy, knowing when to trade, having these skills. That is what precision is. But do you know that you can have a skills, you can be precise and still not have a winning trade? So I want to say you can be precise and still fail without patience. You can know that, oh, this current trade I'm looking out for buy, I'm looking out for sell, I'm looking out for market to actually buy. Your strategy is working, but you can still be in a losing you can still find yourself having some losing trade because you don't really have patience. So we can balance this thing by saying that it is not really much about your strategy. There is a part that psychology plays, and the part that the psychology plays is bigger and larger than the part that the strategy takes. Yes, it is good to have precision, which is equal to your skills. I wish I can write something on the board here. Okay, I'm coming, guys. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my chat? I want somebody to give me a response. Can you see my chat?
I see your screen, but chat I cannot see it.
Okay. Can you see my chat now?
No, I don't think so. For me.
Okay. I want to try to bring my chat up so that we can talk about some practical things also. I'm coming. Can you see my chat now? I don't know how these things look like. Can you see my chart now?
No, we're just seeing the screen of the chart.
Okay, you're just seeing the screen of the chart. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. Let me try to bring up somebody. Okay, I actually want to bring up a chart. Can you see my chart now?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, you can see my chart now.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So, as I was saying the other time, that it is not much about you having it is not much about you having the skills. There is other parts, there is other roles that the psychology plays. So the first thing we are looking at, we say is the war between patience and precision. So we know that precision is equal to skills. And in skills, you want clean entries, you mark your order blocks, you mark your fair value gap, you mark your structure sheet. You even refine it to the minute. You are looking for the perfect sniper entry. That is what skills entails. That is what you need to build yourself on. You need to build your strategy in a way that you will be so proud and you will be so trust that strategy. That's the first thing, and that is skills. And that comes from precision. Precision is equal to skills, because when you learn your skills, that is when you know that okay, now I am precise. But this is the truth here. You can be precise and still fail. You can be precise and still fail. That's one thing about the forex market. You can really know where market is going to. You can know where market is going to according to your trading strategy. You can know everything market is going to do, but at the end of the day of that particular trade, you can still end up with a losing trade. So you can be precise and still fail if you are not patient. So if you look at that kind of a trader that know where market is going to, that knows the exact direction of the market, and still he ended up with a losing trade. If you look at that kind of a trader, you will find out that there is something missing in that kind of a trader. It is called a patient. Maybe the trader did not have a patience and he just went into the trade, and that's all, and the market took him out. Okay, let's look at this particular trade, because I want to be giving you guys some live example, like what really happens, so that you guys will know that these things. I want to look at Euro USD. If you cannot see my chart, just let me know that you can't see my chart, then I will try to do it again. Thank you. Okay, this Euro USD here, particularly I was looking at this particular day. I was looking at this day and I was looking at this day. I want to show you that you can know where market is going to, and you will still end up a losing trade. I was looking at this particular trade here, looking out for buy, and when I go down to lower time frame. So okay, I go down to lower time frame on this particular day here. Okay, is it okay? I go down to lower time frame on this day. I couldn't find my entry. Okay, it is here. Now, on this fair value gap, that is 4 hours fair value gap, I was looking for buy. I saw it on the 4 hours and I was looking for buy, like, oh, it is buy now, we are going to buy. But I need to go down lower time frame to look for my entry pattern, because I don't want to have a bigger stop loss. Because I don't want to have a bigger stop loss. So I went down to lower time frame to look for my entry pattern. So when I went to lower time frame to look for the entry pattern, what market did is that I saw the entry pattern, the exact entry pattern I always use. And I saw this here. I gave the buy entry. This is on that's Tuesday, 22 July 2025. Let me show you on the Telegram channel so that can you see the Telegram channel? I don't know if you guys can see the Telegram channel. That's July 22. Okay, I want to show you guys the trade. Okay, you guys cannot see it. Let me share it. Okay, this is the trade here. You can see the Euro USD trade I gave out for buy. This is the Euro USD trade here. On 4-hour chart, I know where market is going to. I am precise. I know my strategy. But when I go down to lower time frame to look for buy continuation so that I can be a buyer, guess what market did? Market come back there and took the stop loss. But after taking the stop loss, market went up again for buys. So I'm just trying to let you know that you can be precise. You can be precise and still what? And still fail. You can be precise and still fails. But there is something that can give us an edge in the forex market. It is called the patience. So therefore, what differentiates a losing trader or a failure as a trader and a trader that is winning is not really much about the strategy. It is just about the psychology. So as a trader in our journey of becoming a good trader, we need to balance both the psychology and the strategy. So we are talking about the position first. So let me go back to the chart so I can see it. So this is the exact trade there. So which means that this is the place I put my entry because everything was intact. Everything was intact. I knew that market wants to buy, but guess what market did? Market come back again to the stop loss. But if I had have a little patience there, I will have take the normal trade, which is this, which is the second trade I took, and I took the second trade also, which gave us the O buy. So I'm just letting you guys know that you can have the strategy, you can still fail. That is just forex market. That is this exact place I was looking for the buy. So, but going down to the right time frame, I took the stop loss and I just have to take it that way and say, okay, that's the stop loss. So, but we need to understand that the precision is equal to the skills. The skills you are having, that is your precisions. If you sharpen your skills, it will increase the level of your precisions. That's the first thing. But you need to know that your skills alone cannot stand alone. Your skills cannot stand alone, cannot make you a good and a profitable trader. Your skills alone cannot make you a profitable trader. So the next one we are looking out for is what is the patience. And patience is equals to power. Your patience is equals to the power. So your patience in the forex market is the power you have. Is the power you have. So we need to know that waiting for the market to come to your zone, waiting patiently, and you can see patience is actually a virtue that gives profitability. Patience is actually a virtue that gives profitability, not just in the forex market, but in everything you are doing in life. Patience is a virtue that every great man have. So, and we know that the forex market is just a mirror that will reflect who we are to us. When you see people and be like, "Oh, do you know yourself?" You say, "Oh, I know myself." You say, "Oh, I know myself." Okay, come to the forex trading, come and trade in the forex. When people come to the forex market, they will later realize that they don't know themselves because the forex market will reflect who you are to yourself. And as a trader, one of the journey or one of the things we need to do when we talk about psychology, it is about you knowing your emotion, understanding yourself. Why is it so hard? That psychology is where a lot of traders miss it. Psychology is the part that a lot of traders miss it. And one of the strongholds or one of the things that stand out when we talk about psychology is patience. A lot of people don't have patience. They think that forex is just getting there, making the money, and that's all. Okay, let's continue. So avoiding fear of missing out, that's patience. When we talk about fear of missing out, that alone is one thing that a lot of traders go through. Fear of missing out. you can see a, okay, let me show you a trade that we took on the, we took this trade. Okay, let me show you the trade we took on, because I want to really show you some, I want to show you some practical examples so that we can all go along with these things, and it will really help us in the long runs, because you need to understand that. Okay, I want to show you this odd Japan trade that we took on the group, because all these things are practical. You can see this odd Japan trade. This is 4 hours chart. This odd Japan trade is a 4 hours chart, and you can see it here. This is 4 hours chart. Imagine how many 4 hours candle that we come to this other block, because this is another block. Imagine how many 4 hours candle, 4 hours chart. Let us calculate it together, because we need to do this mathematics together, and because I really want to, I want to show you where market is actually going. I want to show you where market is going into, because we need to, this is it here, this is odd Japan. Okay, this is the odd Japan here. You can see how many 4 hours candle market use to go to the entry. 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's, we having 6 times 4. That's how many candle? 6 times how many hours? That's 24 hours. 24 hours. Just for what? Just for market to retrace. Now the question is, if you have the same insight that I have, that the market is going to what? Is going to reverse, go to the entry, and also what? And also come to the profit lane. Are you going to wait, or are you not going to enter a sell or enter a buy, because you know market is going to buy? So one thing patience does for us is that it let us to avoid FOMO, that's FOMO, the fear of missing out. It let us to avoid it. That's patience. You can have the strategy, you can know what you want to do, you can have everything you want to do, you can know that, oh, this market is going to buy. But if you enter a buy at this particular level here, you will what? You will end up a losing trade. Market is going to go reverse back, and then when market reverse back, it is a psychology game. Because it is a psychology game, when market is reversing back to the entry, you are going to be scared, and oh, let me remove my trade, let me cut my loose short. But waiting for market to come to the entry before taking any buy is the key. See how market get to the entry, then reverse. Now you can look at this odd Japan trade and be like, oh, this is just a trade. Yes, this is just a trade, but this trade here comprises of 2 things. Number 1 is precision. Number 2 is patience. So I just want you guys to see that it is not really about the skills. It's not really much about the skills. Yes, you need to know something. Yes, you need to study the forex market. Yes, you need to have a strategy. Yes, that is very important for you to have. But I can have a strategy and still end up a losing trade, because I can be like, oh, let me enter a sell to the buy place, and market just take me out from the sell. Yeah, it is a good trade, but I ended up being a loser. So you need to understand that it is both precisions and patience. It's very, very important. So let's continue. So patience, which is our power. The patience is your power in the forex market. Is accepting that missing a setup is better than forcing one. Patience, which is your power that you have in the forex market, is you accepting that, oh, missing a trade is better than losing a trade. Okay, for example now, the trade we took, okay, the trade I gave on Friday, and I can, okay, this particular trade here, you know, this particular gold trade here, people can be like, oh, we are missing it, then I can just enter a buy. Then just what market we do in the week opens, maybe on Monday, the market reverse a little bit back to the entry place. And I entered there because I feel like, oh, I don't want to miss the trade. Then when market comes back to my entry place, from this end, from where I entered to to the real entry place, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money just because what? Just because I don't want to miss the trade. But that's not what patient taught us. So as a trader, after having your skills, there is a need for transformation. You see, that's what most pro trader don't preach out there. They don't tell people there. After you sign yourself up that, oh, I want to be a forex trader, the first thing you need to do is learn their skills. After you learn the skills, that is not enough. That is even a stage one. That is a step one. Learning the skills is a step one. The next step is what they call transformation. And in the stage of transformation, we all transform. The time frame for transforming is differ. Some people can become transformed in a lesser time, and some people can use years before they become a real transformed trader. So transformation in the forex market is very, very important. We need to go through this stage of transformation, and going through this stage of transformation is what we call the psychology stage. Because at that particular stage, you are trading, you know your skills, but you are also knowing yourself. Oh, I cannot wait for trade to wait for a longer time. For example, now this particular order, I'm using these examples so that you guys can know that, okay, all these things, this particular odd Japan, I know a lot of traders that enter this trade and they took their profit at this level. Imagine you took a trade from this to this level, just three candle alone, and they took their profit and they just take the profit alone like that, and see what market is doing. So as a trader, and also when we are in trading, when we are inside trade, patience will teach us to wait for our take profits in the market without you trying to like, oh, I want to take my profit out and everything like that. So we need to work on our transformation also. The more we are working on learning the skills, transformation, because there is actually a kind of trader that the forex market actually need. There is a kind of trader that you need to become for you to become a profitable trader. If you look at every profitable trader out there, they have the same they have the same psychology and mindset. So we need to understand that there is actually a kind of a mindset that we need to operate or we need to become. So that is what transformation does to us. Except if a lot of people think taking it just like gambling or something like that. So we need to cap that up. You need to have both skills and patience. That's your psychology part. So don't forget what you are talking about. We are discussing the patience, which is your power. We are just discussing about the things, the war between patient and positions, how what they really stand out for. So it talks about that your position is your skills, where patience is your power, is the power you own. You can have the skills and not have the power. So you need to put it this way that your okay, let me start again. It said most blown accounts did not die from bad analysis. Most of the accounts that have been blown in the forex market is not about bad analysis. It's not even about that the trader did not have his skills. Most of the blown accounts, if you interview people that have blown their accounts and talk to them, oh, what is going on, what happened, it's not really about the strategy, it's not really about the analysis. Do you know what causes most of the blown accounts? Most of the blown accounts, they died from rush entry, overtrading, and reacting emotionally. Rush entry, fear of missing out, FOMO, overtrading, and what? And reacting emotionally. Those are the three things that can make a trader to blow his account. You can see that these three things that have been mentioned, this three things is not really about the skills, it's not about the strategy. It is about the psychology of that trader, because you know the skills already. You have the skills. You know about how to take a trade. You know about all those things. You know about how to take a trade. You know all these things. You even have your strategy written down step by step. But how come you blow the account? How come you blow the account? It is about yourself. It is yourself. And those are the things: overreacting emotionally to trade, over trading, or also what, fear of missing out. You feel that, oh, market is not going to come to my entry, then you fast and enter the trade where you are not supposed to enter the trade. Then guess what? Market come back all the way down to your entry, then trade a little bit, then come back to your stop loss. Now you lose double the amount you are supposed to lose. So it's not really much about the strategy, it's about yourself. So we as a trader, we need to know ourselves. So I wrote it, I said most blown accounts did not die from bad analysis. They died from what? From rushing entries, over trading, and reacting emotionally. So I hope you all understand that part. The major focus is that you need to know that precision is what? Precision is skills, and your patience is what? Your patience is your power, is equal to power. So let's go to the subtopic again. Let's talk about why most traders get this balancing wrong. Why they get it wrong? Why most traders get balancing these two things? Why they get it wrong? The first one out here, they analyze for 2 hours, but they enter in 2 seconds. They analyze charts for 2 hours. They analyze the chart, but they enter the trade in 2 seconds. They want sniper trades, but they have gambler psychology. You want a sniper trade. Don't you know that most of the snipers trade that you saw or you have seen, that you saw most of the profitable traders dropping on their social media, dropping in saying, oh, I took a trade, I won. Most of those sniper trades, they are from what? They are from a result of patiently waiting. If you ask some of all these pro trader, oh, how do you take this trade? If they show you their strategy, you will know that the psychology behind that trade is a very strong psychology, because some of them waited for a week, some of them waited for a month just to cash one particular trade. So you can see how much they waited. You can see the patience they exercise. It's not really much about over trading every day. No, you need to take your trading as a business. You need to take your trading with what? With a business mentality, with a business psychology. You can't say you want to be a forex trader with a gambler psychology. What is a gambler psychology? A gambler psychology is about turning the little you have to big money, and you just want to, like, he wanted the profit at all costs. That's a gambler psychology. Just wanted the profit, just wanted the profit. You just feel like, let me just enter the buy because I see buy candle. Let me just enter. No, you can't trade that way. You can't trade that way. You have the skills. You have to mix your skills with what? With your psychology, which is your patience. Patience is your power. Nobody forces you to take the trade. You have the right to take the trade, or you have the right to sleep. So you choose. It is your choice. You choose to take the trade, and that is where you blow the account. So as a forex trader, we know you need to have this mindset that your patience is your power. Waiting on trade is the choice you took. Nobody can, the market maker cannot force you to take the trade. So you need to understand that too. So also they think that more trade is equal to more profit. More trade is not equal to more profit. We need to talk about that. More trade is not equal to more profit. More trade is not equal to more profit. More discipline is equal to more profit. More trade is not equal to more profit, but more discipline is equal to what? To more profit. You need to have this mindset that more discipline is equal to more profit. More discipline is equal to more profit. More discipline is equal to more profit. You need to have this mentality, this mindset. More discipline is equal to more profit. So think of it like this. Think of it like this. Precision is your eye, is your eyes. That is your strategy. That is your precision. But patience is your mind. That is the psychology. Precision, which is your strategy, which is your skills, is the eyes you are using to look at the market, is your eyes. But your patience is your mind, which is your psychology. If your eyes see the opportunity, but your mind is not, your eyes see the opportunity, but your mind is not still, you will mess up the trade. You will mess up the trade. So you need to understand this part too, that if your eyes see the opportunity, that is your strategy. There is strategy there, but your mind is still, is not still. You are not calm. You will still what? You will end up being a losing trade. So you will end up being a losing trade, and you will mess up the whole trade, the whole trade. So let's talk about how to balance them now. So how to balance them? The first thing you need to do to balance them is build a system that you trust. Build a system you trust. Know your setup. Okay, let me go to my chart now. Build a system you trust and know your setup. Okay, looking at this gold trade here, looking at this eagle here, let me put on to gold because I don't know why gold is coming to my head now. Okay, this is gold here. Yes. Okay, this is good. Okay. One thing about, I said build a system you trust. Know your setup. You need to build a system you trust and know your setup. When it is not there, you did not trade. Simple. It is as simple as ABC. When you know that, oh, I am not seeing any trade. Okay, let's look at this particular day here. I want to show you something so profound. Okay, we took this sell here on Wednesday. So on Thursday, I did not see anything on the market, like nothing is happening. And on Friday too, it's just this particular trade here. You know, one thing I did there was on Thursday is that I did not see the entry, like no entry, nothing. I did not see my pattern, I did not see my strategy working out. I sat on my hands. Not trading. Not trading is also a strategy. Sitting down on your hands is also a strategy. Don't force it. I know this market is going to sell, but I did not have a strategy. My strategy is not working. I'm not seeing my entry pattern. So I did what? I sat on my hands. I don't take the trade, even though I know that the market is going to sell. Because I drop it on the group chat telling people that, oh, gold is going to sell. But I did not see my entry pattern. So what am I going to do? Is enough. Not trading is also a strategy. You need to understand that more discipline is equal to more profit. More discipline is equal to more profit. And the first way to balance both your patience and your psychology, both the patience and the precision, is that build a system that you know and you trust. Build the system you trust and know your setup. That's the first thing, and that is what we call skills. Because you need to have the skill first, building the system. So the number two part is accept the waiting game. Accept the waiting game. Accept the waiting game. Mark your zones. Set your alerts and walk away. Know that, oh, this trade here is not going to, I'm not going to have a trade entry every particular day. Okay, let me show you something. Let me show you something on. Okay, let me show you this because I still have to use Hot Japan so that you guys will understand. Now, this Hot Japan trade here that we took here, you can see how many days it took. It took 24 hours before market get to entry, and you can see how many days it took just going up, like just going up. It took a whole week. This is a whole week for just market to enter a trade and just going up. So you need to understand that part, that accept the waiting game. Settle this in your mind that, oh, in forex market, patience is my power. Your patience is your power. Don't just rush to trade. To be sincere, I'm talking from the pain in my heart, that if you see a trade and you just rush into the trade, I'm telling you, on a long run, you are not going to become a profitable trader, because you can do it one time and you take a profit. You can do it the first time and you end up being with a profit. That does not mean that you will always you always come out profitable. So there are days that is going to affect you. So I'm just begging you guys to know that accept the waiting game. Accept it, that, oh, I can analyze the chart. Because I said market should come to my entry does not mean that market will come to your entry that particular day. It can take weeks, it can take days. Enjoy the process, enjoy it. Be comfortable with the process, enjoy it. Know that, oh, there is a part I need to play, which is called the waiting game. If you want to become a sniper in the forex market, you need to wait. And you need to know this: a sniper does not chase the enemy, he waits in silence. So if you want to be a sniper, if you don't want to be a soldier, a soldier just take a gun then and shoot everywhere. But if you want to be a sniper, you need to wait in silence. I know that you go on social media there, you saw a lot of traders posting their entry, posting their take profit. They waited. Yes, they waited. Some of them wait for months, some of them wait for weeks, but they don't tell you guys yet. They only show you guys before and after. Okay, for example now, if this hot Japan trade, it take profit, and I post it like this, let me show you, like this now. Okay, let me even show you this trade. This trade here, hot USD, took a whole day to hit take profit. Now, if you look at how many hours it took just to hit take profit, you will know that I waited. There is a patience. You need to accept the patient game. That game, you need to accept it, that, oh, I need to wait. Don't rush the trade. Don't rush it. You need to have a business mentality, that I'm a company. You are the account manager. Your account, you are the account manager of your account, of your trading account. You are the account manager. And you need to treat it that way, that I am the account manager. I need to buy at a very interest to my company. So when you begin to think in what's it called, in a business mindset or in a business way with your trading, you will see a lot of change. And I want to tell you guys to focus more on your psychology too, because it's very important. Accept the waiting game. A sniper does not chase the enemy, he waits in silence. So the third part is that the third way to balance both precision with patience is control emotional triggers. Control emotional trigger. That's what I'm talking about the other time. I said something that, okay, I want to try to write something so that you guys can actually go go on with me. I'm coming. Okay, I can write something here. Wow. Okay, let me write it here. I hope you can see it here. I hope you can see. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? I need a response.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. So this is it here. You need to know that knowing, or when you come to the forex market and be like, oh, I want to be a forex trader. That's, you need to what? You need to have a skills, learn. When you learn, then the next part is what? Is transformation. So the first part is learn. And what are you learning? You are learning the skills. So which means that I can say learn the skills. So learn the skills. The second part is transformation. And when we talk about the transformation part, we are talking about what? We are talking about psychology. So it is first learn the skills. Now the second part is transformation. That's your psychology. And the third part is what? Is become a what? A profitable trader. So the first part is learn the skills. The second part is what? Transformation, which is psychology. That transformation part is where most trader always stuck. Is where most trader always give up. Is where most trader always have difficulties. You can see a lot of some trader can spend 6 years in this transformation part. The link between learning the skills and becoming a profitable trader is transformation, which is your psychology. And that is why they say something that forex market or the forex trading, becoming a profitable trader is 80% psychology and 20% skills. Let me try it there, because we need to understand this part, and you need to understand how to become, because that is one of the important of this talk show today. You can see it here. Learning the skills is 20%. Yes. Do you know why? Do you know why learning the skills is just 20%? Because you can learn the skills from anywhere. You can go on YouTube, learn the skills there. You can go on YouTube, search any video, learn how to trade, learn pattern. That is just pattern. How to recognize a pattern is very, very easy to learn. That is why it is 20%. But you see the other part, the link between learning the skills and becoming a profitable trader is 80%, and which is transformation. The you that is trading now is not really the you that you need to be for profitable trader. I hope you understand what I said now. The kind of trader that needs to be in the place of a profitable trader is not the kind of trader that learn the skills. When you see a trader that just come to the forex market and learn the skills, he just did the 20%. But you see this 80% is a days of trading, it's a days of back testing, it's a days of forward testing, it's a days of you building yourself, you knowing yourself. That is your psychology, building patience, knowing that your patience, your psychology is very, very important. There's one of a pro traders once said, he said, every retail traders, he said, the point at which transformation occur is when a retail trader accepts, or he has come to the end of himself and he was like, no, I am tired of losing. The moment you begin to have the mentality of I am tired of losing, that is the moment you are ready to leave the transformation stage. But you see some traders, they are addicted to losing. They are addicted to trading with a gambling mentality. They just enter the trade, they just enter the chart, they just, oh, market to buy, they click on buy, 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 buy. And you know, in the forex market, on every day, there is both buyer and sellers. Market can buy a little and sell a little. So they have this profit. They have this sudden profit in the market, and they feel like, oh, that's good. They still want to come back the next day to do the same thing again. They still want to come back the next day to do the same thing again. They are called what? They are called trader lock. They are called the beginner lock. Those are beginner lock. But the moment you say to yourself, I am tired of losing, that is the moment you want to leave the stage 2. You need to understand this stage. Learning the skills is very important. You can't miss it because you can't fly from this stage 1 to stage 2. Because how can you be in stage 2 without stage 1? So the stage 1 is you learning the skills. The stage 2 is transformation. That is when transformation began, and nobody can teach you transformation. Nobody can teach you transformation. It is you yourself that you speak to yourself, tell yourself about who you are, tell yourself about yourself. Knowing yourself, nobody can teach you the transformation. It is you that will transform by yourself when you are ready to transform. Do you understand? So that is the 3 stage of becoming a profitable trader, and 90, or let me say 95% of retail traders, they are in this second stage. A lot of people have not transformed a lot. They have not. They're just in their transformation stage. Even though they are having little profit, yeah, maybe they have profit of $500 today, and tomorrow they lose it again. They blow account. If you are still blowing your account, you are in transformation stage. You are not yet out. But the moment you become a profitable trader, no matter what the market condition is, it cannot really affect you to blow your account. That is, and I told you before that the kind of mentality that will take you out of the transformation stage is what is the mentality of I am tired of losing money. When you say that to yourself, I am tired of losing money, that is when transformation began, and that is when you are ready to what? To enter a profitable trader stage. So you need to understand that. So the third way to balance your patience and your precision is what? Control emotional trigger. Control your emotions. Control yourself. When we talk about psychology, we are talking about understanding. It's a study of you understanding your own emotion. Understanding your own emotion. Psychology. Emotion study. Understanding your own emotion. Understanding yourself. The funnest part of becoming a profitable trader is that when you become a profitable trader at the end, you will later realize that you yourself, you are the stumbling block of yourself to become a profitable trader. Because in this transformation stage, a lot of traders that are in the transformation stage, they are the problem, or they are the problem of themselves. You need to understand that. And okay, the fourth part is journal what you feel. So you need to have a journal for trade, which is your skills, and you need to have journal for your psychology. You need to journal what you feel in the market. Oh, how am I how am I feeling today? How am I feeling? You need to have a journal to journal how you are feeling. What triggered your impatience? Why do you take the trade without seeing your strategy? You need to write it down. Write it down with your hand. Start from there. Don't look for notions or any other thing. Write it down. Why do you take the trade without seeing your strategy? You need to write them down. Do you trust your plan? Maybe you take the trade because you did not even trust your strategy again. You need to tell yourself that. So in journaling your emotions, in journaling your trade, you need to be honest with yourself. It is a game of you and yourself. Nobody is there, like nobody is going to be part of everything. It is a game of you and yourself alone, and you need to journal everything. You need to be journaling your trade, journaling everything down. So you have to be honest to yourself too. Journal everything, honest to yourself. This is what happens, and this is why I'm here. This is. Do you know how big the brain of a man is? Do you know how a burning desire? You see, I said something the other time. I said for you to leave the stage 2 to stage 3. Okay, let me put the stage so that people that just come in, they can see what you are dealing with. So this stage 1, and this stage 2, this stage 3. So that's the three stage. So the way you can move from stage 2 to stage 3 is by having a burning desire. The moment you tell yourself what is the problem, what is stopping you to enter the stage 3, write down all the problem. Oh, I do not have enough skills. Oh, I do not know how to trade better. Write it down. See, I want you to be intentional with this thing. After today's talk show, go back to your journal, write every problem, everything that you know that is a problem for you to go from transformation to becoming a profitable trader. Write everything down. If you know the problem, you will actually find a solution to it. But it seems as if most traders does not even know the problem. A lot of traders did not even know the problem. They did not even know why they are still blowing accounts. They did not even know why they are still where they are. They did not even know why they cannot even move forward. Write down your problem. Oh, this is the problem I'm having. Now, after writing down the problem, now look for solution in a diligent way. Look for solution. Be honest to yourself. You need to be honest to yourself. This is what I'm happening. This is what is happening with me, and be honest. So that's the stage 3, and moving from stage 2 to stage 3, you have to have a burning desire within yourself, telling yourself enough is enough. I am tired of losing. But do you know what most traders do? After they lose, they blow accounts, they will what? They will go back to stage 1. They will go and learn a new strategy. They will come back to stage 2, they blow accounts, they will go back to stage 1 again to go and learn a new strategy. You see, that kind of a trader can never come to stage 3. I want to tell you, I know you guys are here. For you to even wait till this time, I want to tell you, and this is a honest from the depth of my heart. I'm just being honest with you guys, that don't be like a trader that go from stage 2 to stage 1, stage 2 to stage 1, stage 2 to stage 1. Don't That cycle is a very deadly cycle. It can never take you to stage 3. What will take you to stage 3 is you building yourself. Don't put blame on your strategy. When your strategy lose and you blow your account, ask yourself the question, what happened? Learn the strategy very well again. Trust your strategy and move on. Continue to build yourself. It is not about the strategy, it is about yourself. Why are you losing the trade? For you to come to this stage 3, you have to be transformed. Okay, so a trader with precision but no patience is like a man with a gun and no aim. A trader with precision but no patience, you know where to take the trade, you know your strategy, but you do not have the patience in the market. You just only enter trade, or maybe you are scared of even taking a trade. You are scared of taking a trade after you've seen your strategy. You are scared of taking a trade. It's just like a man with a gun and no aim. But a trader with both will become unstoppable. When you have both your patience and you have both your precision, you will become an unstoppable trader. And that is what will take you to stage 3. And that stage 3 is where, because do you know that becoming great or sustaining greatness is harder than becoming great? For you to sustain the greatness, for you to sustain your profitability is hard than when you are still little, when you are still trying to become great, when you are still trying to become a profitable trader. And that is why you need to write down every pattern, every step that will take you to the profitable trade. Because when you become a profitable trader, a lot of investors are going to come to you with a lot of money. And if you, after becoming a profitable trader, a lot of investors came and you now lose it, you blow accounts. Imagine you blowing accounts of $100 million. You put yourself in debt. So when you are still in your transformation stage, make sure that you are learning diligently. Make sure that you are learning everything step by step, so that when you become great, it will be very, very easy for you to sustain your greatness. Look at a lot of traders out there. Look at Jeff Benson, look at all of these guys. They have already become great, but they know the pattern that brings them to greatness, and they sustain their greatness by the pattern. So you need to have the understanding that sustaining greatness is hard than becoming great. Is hard than becoming great. And you need to know that you don't go, you don't go to manage well. You manage well to go. You don't go to manage well, but you manage well to go. So that's that, because you need to understand all these things, that it's not until investor came to you and they give you $100 million, that is when you become a profitable trader. You can become a profitable trader with your $100 that you have, with your $10 that you have. If you can make a easy 10% from that money, just show yourself to the world. A lot of people will come to you. As long as you can do these things, they will come to you and bring high amount of money to you. But you need to understand that the stage two, beware of that stage two, beware of endless cycle, beware of going from stage two to stage one, stage two to stage one. That is very, very deadly cycle. You need to beware of it. So today, I'm not just teaching you how to trade. I'm reminding you that your psychology is your strategy. So that is what today's lesson is all about. I'm not just teaching you how to trade. I'm not teaching you entry patterns and every other thing. Yeah, we can still have time to talk about entry patterns. We can still have time. We can have a live session that we just talks about my strategy. But you need to understand that your greatest strategy is your psychology. Your greatest strategy is your psychology. I'm reminding you that your psychology is your strategy. So the way you are, the way you are keeping, or the way you are doing or trying to learn and develop your trading strategy, you must also learn learn to develop your psychology. Trading is, or the forex market is, one of the hardest job ever you can do, because it requires you to be mentally, and to be mentally fit, psychologically fit, and also like you need to technically fit. You must be fit in all aspects. So how we can do this is building ourselves daily, transforming, renewing our mind daily. Make sure that we are growing, because you need to leave that stage too. If you have a good strategy, fine, that is good. You're already on that 20%. But the transformation take time. Nobody is going to teach you transformation. Nobody is going to teach you transformation. They can only help you in the journey of transformation. So that will be the end of today's. So time for question and contribution. So if you have question, just raise your hand. I will let you to ask your question. Question and contribution. Question and contribution time. If you have question, raise your hand up. Or you can just speak if you have it. Okay, I'm waiting for question and contributions. Okay, if you have something to say, oh, I have this, oh, I have this experience and every other thing, then we can allow you to speak. Question and contribution time. If you have any question or you have any contribution,
Uh, good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Actually, I just want to say thank you for this talk show. Thank you for pouring yourself to us. Thank you for giving us from your experience. And actually, I can see from the way you are talking and everything you are telling us, I can see that you are talking from your experience and all those things that you faced over the years. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, anybody with question or contribution again? Let us have this time to ourselves. If you have any question you want to ask, or you have anything you want to say, like contribution to the topic, oh, this is what I'm going through, or you want to share your own experience, that this is what you are going through and this is the way you are able to fight it. So I can also help other people that are going through it. So you can share your contribution now. We still have a little time for ourselves. Okay, question and contribution time. Any question, any contribution? Okay, in the absence of no question and no contribution, the summary of everything is that your trading psychology is your strategy too. So the more you are sharpening yourself in your skills, you have to make sure that you are fit psychologically. Because if you know how to trade, you have the skills, but your psychology is not fitted, you will not come to the stage 3. So you need to understand this 3 stage. Number 1 is learning the skills, that's information. Number 2 is transforming. You need to be a transformed somebody, your psychology. Then the number 3 is becoming a profitable trader. So any question, any contribution, or you want to share your own experience about the trading, how you move from lower to upper, because we need to understand that. Okay, nobody's raising hands up. So, and also in the end, everything is that your position is your skills, and your patience is your power. Your patience is your power. It's a choice you choose. So that's that's the end for today's. So let us say a little prayer. Thank you, Father, for today's talk show. May your name be highly exalted and glorified in our midst in the name of Jesus. That we help our minds to become a good forex trader and help us to use all this knowledge, all this wisdom we have gained in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much for joining. I love you guys. Thank you so much.